Today, I'm here to speak on an issue of great social significance. Hermaphrodites.
Since 1974, this independent film production company has given audiences some of the most depraved scenes ever captured on tape.
Here we go! Yeah!
And we couldn't be more grateful. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Troma movies. For this list, we're ranking the most popular movies that were produced or released by Troma Entertainment, the independent film studio co-founded by directors Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hertz.
Now let's make some art!
Number 10, Redneck Zombies.
Get off my land! Get off my soil.
In this horror comedy, a family of hillbillies uses a toxic waste barrel to distill moonshine. And as a result, they create a green substance that turns them and their entire community into zombies. Meanwhile, city slickers camping nearby are unaware of the zombie outbreak that awaits them. Portraying country folk as lazy, stupid, and illiterate, this film plays on every redneck stereotype in the book.
I feel funny, Pa.
The performances don't come off as flat-out mean-spirited, however. Shot entirely on videotape with a shoestring budget, Redneck Zombies is full of overacting, funny dialogue, and plenty of gore. Ultimately making for some good old cheesy fun and a typical Troma joint.
Now, what we have here is a failure to communicate.
Number 9, Mother's Day.
Look, Jackie, one weekend a year you can relax. When you're with the Rat Pack, no one dumps on you.
Directed by Charles Kaufman, Lloyd Kaufman's brother, this exploitation film begins with 3 friends who met in college reuniting for their yearly camping trip. In the middle of the remote wilderness, the women are kidnapped and held captive by 2 hicks who live with their controlling, sadistic mother.
Her first.
Oh, but Ma, she kicked me.
Upon its release, the film was hated by critics, most notably Roger Ebert, for being violent and disturbing. But that's usually a badge of honor for a Troma movie.
I love you.
Regarded as a horror classic, Mother's Day was so influential to some, it was remade in 2010 by Saw 2 director Darren Lynn Bousman.
I swear, sometimes you boys are just little savages.
Just don't get it mixed up with the Gary Marshall movie of the same name.
Dad! Are you okay, Dad?
Happy Mother's Day.
Number 8, Troma's War.
Looks like someone slashed his face with a razor.
Well, he needs stitches.
Following an airplane crash on a desert island, a group of survivors find themselves at odds with a terrorist faction plotting to destroy America.
You've got to come with me. There's some people who'd like to see you.
Mixed with wacky slapstick, the film was meant to be an ambitious satire on the Reagan-era's infatuation with war, as well as a parody of Rambo and other action flicks that came out of the late 80s. And it succeeded. With a budget of $3 million, it's the most expensive of any Troma movie, which comes through in its production value. Known as 1,000 Ways to Die in the US, Troma's War was a flop at the box office, but is still a popular entry among fans.
Cooney, I think it's your turn, buddy.
Number 7, Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead.
If your food is so delicious and nutritious, General, how do you explain this?
This film is centered on a fried chicken restaurant named the American Chicken Bunker, which opens up in small-town New Jersey. Unfortunately for its patrons, the restaurant is built on top of an Indian burial ground, prompting an attack from defiled spirits who take the form of chicken zombies.
My sucker leg!
A satirical look at the fast food industry.
I know it's fattening, but I love the skin.
I hate this kid!
Poultrygeist is possibly the most disgusting film ever put out by Troma. Released a few years after 9/11, the movie also pokes fun at Islamic extremists with its character Hummus, a devout headdress-wearing Muslim who works at the restaurant. Hey, we never said it was politically correct.
Now I'll be watching you, Al Jazeera.
Number 6. Citizen Toxie, The Toxic Avenger 4.
What's wrong with you, Noxie? Are you selling the crack, or are you smoking it?
While the first 2 Toxic Avenger sequels were alright, the 4th film in the franchise was a return to form in all its disturbing glory. In this sequel, the Toxic Avenger, Tromaville, New Jersey's favorite superhero, winds up in another dimension, in a mirrored reality version of his home, aptly named Amortville.
For every dimension, there exists a diametric opposite of that dimension.
When the Toxic Avenger returns from the alternate dimension, he must face his evil double, the Noxious Offender, who'd been running amok in Toxie's absence.
That's what I call a facelift.
Tackling controversial subjects like the Columbine Massacre and abortion with an aw shucks attitude, Citizen Toxie isn't for the faint of heart.
Oh no! Now I've got AIDS!
However, it is full of scattershot gags and cameos from various celebrities.
Now that's a damn shame that happening on Taking Mexicans to Lunch Day and all.
Number 5. Tromeo and Juliet.
My only love, sprung from my only hate.
Co-written by Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn, this film is a modernized update of the classic Shakespeare tragedy Romeo and Juliet. Go figure, eh?
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
My pilgrim lips that they must use in prayer.
However, you don't have to be a fan of Shakespeare to enjoy the movie, as it takes certain liberties not found in the original play, including the addition of incest and a completely different ending.
So you're my brother? See, kids? That's why you can't be together.
Tromeo and Juliet is set in New York, where the families of 2 ex-partners in the adult film business are engaged in a heated rivalry.
The feud between you two is what started this, and I got a feeling when that stops, I don't have to clean up another mess. Started by a Q to a Capulet, or a Capulet to a Q.
Caught in the middle of the rivalry are, of course, Tromeo and Juliet, whose relationship is complicated by Juliet's father.
You listen to me. You will never, ever see Tromeo Q again.
Marking his first appearance in a Troma movie, Lemmy Kilmister of Motorhead serves as the narrator.
2 households, different as dried plums and pears, in fair Manhattan where we lay our scene.
Number 4. Cannibal, the musical.
Are you looking in my eye? Are you looking in my eye? No.
South Park creator Trey Parker wrote, directed, and starred in this musical while he was still a film student at the University of Colorado. And let's just say that his brand of twisted humor is right at home in a Troma flick.
I'm better than the baddest sailor. I make love to women 10 feet tall. I've got a chest of wonder and balls of thunder. I can break right through a wall.
Cannibal is loosely based on the real-life story of Alfred Packer, a settler who was put on trial for cannibalism after 5 of his companions died during a gold expedition. Lighthearted in tone, the film is full of upbeat songs.
My heart's as full as a baked potato.
Yet still contains the same type of dark humor that Parker would later use in South Park.
よく来たな。君がこの映画の主人公なんだろう。He says, Who are you, assholes? Oh, he speaks English.
Speaking of which, South Park co-creator Matt Stone also plays a small supporting role as one of the ill-fated companions.
Fudge Packer.
Number 3. Class of Nukem High.
Time to die!
Following the success of The Toxic Avenger, Lloyd Kaufman decided to make another horror movie about the consequences of nuclear power. In this film, chemical side effects from a nuclear plant located next to Tromaville High School turn the school's honor students into a gang of radioactive drug dealers called the Cretins.
The Cretins? Those guys are animals. I mean, they could have put anything in it.
When Warren and Chrissy smoke nuclear-tainted marijuana grown by the Cretins, Warren develops mutant powers, and Chrissy gives birth to a horrible monster. Excellent practical effects and an effective climax help make Nukem High one of the best movies Troma Entertainment ever produced. Disturbing as it may be. Number 2. Terror Firmer.
Terra Firmer is going to have more bullet hits than any movie in film history, except perhaps Sam Peckinpah's Wild Bunch. But we're going to have exploding breasts, and that's far more historically significant.
Loosely adapted from Lloyd Kaufman and James Gunn's book, All I Need to Know About Filmmaking I Learned from the Toxic Avenger. This slasher flick takes place, appropriately, on the set of an out-of-control Troma production. Making matters worse, a serial killer is stalking the film crew and murdering them one by one.
Red meat is bad for your heart. Oh, there it goes. Never mind.
Terror Firmer contains some of the funniest gags and most outrageous scenes ever found in a Troma movie. And one of the film's highlights is Kaufman playing a blind, eccentric director.
Now, if I have to go around and wipe your asses, just let me know. Just let me know. I'll get some toilet paper. I'll run around in each and every one of you and wipe your asses. Let me know.
Towards the end of the film, there's also a PSA starring Matt Stone and Trey Parker about hermaphrodites. You know, typical slasher movie stuff. Before we unveil our number one pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Oh my God! Get up! Using chopsticks!
Whoa! We mutated! And my wheelchair's illogically mutated too! And I think I can feel my legs! Nope, never mind. Still a cripple.
Number 1, The Toxic Avenger.
You fat slob, let's see if you have any guts.
In this cult classic, a 98-pound weakling janitor named Melvin falls into a vat of toxic waste and becomes the Toxic Avenger, the first superhero from New Jersey. Gaining superhuman strength from his transformation, the Toxic Avenger decides to use his newfound powers to rid his hometown, Tromaville, of all the forces that corrupt it.
All right, everybody, drop your tacos or I'll blow your brains out.
Everything about this film is cartoonish and hyperbolic. From the sociopathic villains to the gruesome death scenes. With 3 sequels, an animated series, and a rumored PG-13 remake in the works, this film created a franchise and helped make Troma into what it is today. Campy? Yes. Gruesome? You betcha. A cult classic? No doubt.
I'm not just another pretty face.
Do you agree with our list?
But I don't mind.
What's your favorite Troma movie?
Thanks for the memories.
For more movie top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
This public service announcement was brought to you by the good people at the Hermaphrodites Unified Movement for a more understanding society. Humus.